nice of you to join me. I've got a tutorial for you today, and I took my inspiration from an online class that I did a couple of weeks ago with Clare Charvill of My Creative Spirit, and she had done a workshop on how to make this box up with 2 albums that went inside. And she called the albums inside her brag books, but I liked them, but I wanted to put my own spin on it and make my own albums that went in the box. If you'd like to know how the box is constructed, then head over to My Creative Spirit and you can purchase the online class from there. So we're going to be looking at my 2 memory books that I've made to go in my box, and I'm going to be starting the tutorial on the landscaped one, because I've done a landscape and a portrait. I will put a quick walkthrough of the portrait one on a later video. I just wanted to get this one out because I've had quite a few people ask for sizes and things of how I made my book, so I wanted to get that out first. So we're going to put that one to side and we can have a look at that at a later stage. So onto my memory book that I've made. I have done a walkthrough of this, so I'm not going to do that again on this video, but I will put a link up in that corner there and you'll be able to have a look through the walkthrough before we start on the book. Now, for the purpose of the video, I'm not going to be working with black cardstock because it's so difficult to see what you're doing if you're demoing with black. So I'm going to switch to craft card, and but I would, if you want to make this, obviously you can put whichever cardstock colour that you want to, but as I say, just for the purpose of the video, I'm going to use craft. If I was making this up again, I would probably do black again, because it just sets it off really nicely with the papers, but the craft card will look equally as good. So the papers that I'm using are pinks and peaches from Crafter's Companion. It's an older style paper pad. I'm not sure if you would be able to get it, but we've all got loads of paper pads in our collection, so I'm sure you'll be able to find one that will fit. So on with the tutorial. Now I'm using grey board for my front covers, my front, back and spine, and this is a 2mm grey board, so it's nice and thick, and you will be able, I can cut this on my guillotine. So we're going to start with making up our book. Now you will need, I'm going to be using construction tape. Also, before I carry on, I need to just say that I'm not sponsored for this video. This video is done entirely from me. I'm not getting paid to mention anybody's names. I just think it's nice to mention where I've maybe got my inspiration from and give the shout out to those that company or that person that I've got the inspiration from. So, you know, and these are products that I've had in my craft stash as well for a long time. So on with the tutorial. Now you need to cut 2 of your grey board, so you'll need a front and a back cover. So these are going to measure 6 inches by 4 inches. Okay, right, I've cut out my front covers and my front and my back covers. Now I need to cut out my spine, and I forgot to put the measurement down for that. The spine is going to measure 1.5 by 4. Yeah, so you'll need to cut another one, 1.5 by 4. So let me cut that quickly now. Okay, so once we've got our pieces cut, we need to get our construction tape out. So we need a long line of tape, and we're going to just cover 3 edges. So we're going to cover these 3 edges here. Now I saw this on Paul Ford. He did this technique on his video, and it really does cut down the time that you spend your outside covers. You can do this for any book. So what I've done there is I've just done the edge, one edge. So I did the short edge first. Now I'm going to do the long edges. Now I snipped into the corners on each side so that I've got a little bit of an angle. It just gives a good finish. So we're just going to make sure that it's stuck to the edge, and then start in the middle and then push down, and then that way you won't get any creases in your tape. Okay, and it makes it all nice and flat. It doesn't matter if it's not equal, because we're going to be covering this anyway with paper. So this, I'm just going to do a little bit off that side because it's not as sharp as I wanted. And again, start in the middle, push down, and then across. So that's one finished. Right, I'm going to go ahead and do the others. Okay, that's the two covers done. Now we need to do the spine. Now the spine, we only need to cover the tops and the bottoms with our tape, because we're not going to obviously be seeing the sides. So again, I've cut that a bit too big, so I'm just going to chop a little bit of that off and then fold over, and then do the same with the other side, like so, and fold over. So then that is our edges done. If you get any little creases, just burnish them out, and then make sure that your tape is stuck nice and firm to your boards. Okay, so there we go. So that's that. So now we need to attach it all together, and again we can use construction tape to do it. It's a lot quicker to do it this way than what it would be if you were to cover it in card. I could show you that as well if you would like. So if you'd like to put a comment in the box down below, I'll then do another video on how to cover it with paper. So we're going to have our construction tape this way, so that I've got quite a lot there. I've probably got too much, so let's chop a little bit off like so, and then we're going to put one cover halfway across the tape, like so. Okay, so it's stuck on one side, and then we're going to get the spine, and you're just going to put the spine on top of your piece, on top of your cover. Okay, so that it sort of is in line at here at this edge. And then we're just going to lift both of them up and push them down onto the tape. Okay, I'm sorry if you can't see this, but I will show you in a minute. So once it's stuck down, you can then open them both out and just pull them apart very gently, so that you end up with a nice even gap between the two. That then should give you your 2mm clearance, because I'm using 2mm grey board. It then would give you that clearance. Okay, and then we just push them back up. Now I've got a bit of a crease in that, so I'm just going to see if I can burnish that out. Okay, and then with the other side. Okay, let's just chop that bit off and then burnish that down. So then that gives you a nice hinge like type fold in our book, attaching them both together. And then go ahead and do the same with the other side. Right, so now we need to go on to the hinges. Right, to cut your spine, sorry, not your spine, your hinges, you'll need two pieces of cardstock that measure 3.5 by 2 3/8, and another one that measures at 3.5 by 3 1/8. Okay, and this is going to make your hinges. So once you've got your pieces of card, they're going to look a little bit like so. Okay, we're going to work with the small one first. On your on your scoreboard, you need to put so that the shortest edge is butting up to the top of your board. Okay, with the long edge down the side. And you're going to score these at 1/2, 1 inch, 1 3/8, and 1 7/8. Okay, so that's 1. And then you get your next one again with the shortest edge at the top and the longest edge at the bottom. So it's your edge with the 3 1/8 measurement along the top there. And then you're going to score these at 1/2 again, 1 inch, 1 3/8, 1 3/4, 2 1/8, and 2 5/8. Okay, so you've created your hinges. Now we need to fold them, so we're going to start with this one, and you see in the middle there you've got a smaller score, a smaller column in between there. What you need to do is we're just going to fold that up to those lines, okay, and score, and then just burnish that down, and again do the other side. Okay. And then that's going to create one hinge, or the hint where our pages are going to fit onto. Okay, now you can see my score lines on there perfectly. Let me just bring you down a touch, and then you might be able to, oop, wrong way, see a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to, so we've got, let's bring that up here. So we've got our score lines. Now 1, 2, that's our hinge where our paper is going to sit. Then you've got 2 the same, 1, 2 on the other side. So you've got 3 columns in the middle. Okay, so we need to score or just fold down this line here. Okay, and then go across on this side. So you've got 1, 2, and we need to just fold down that line there. So that's 1, and then fold the other way. That's 2. Okay, so what is actually going to happen now is this column in the middle is where our smaller hinge is going to sit onto, and then these 2 on the outside are going to be like the spaces in between our pages. So let me just bring it out again a bit more so you can see a little bit more what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. So we can then put on our double-sided tape now. I've got a 1/4 inch and I've got a 1/2 inch. I'm just going to use the 1/4 inch on the ones in the middle there, like so. So put that on. So in the middle we've got then our exact match where we can now match up our hinges, and it just takes that guesswork out of it. There we go. And then that's then our hinge system already done. Okay, ready to go into our books. So we can then put it in. Now I'm going to use double-sided tape on all the 3 columns that are in the middle there. Okay. You could also use wet glue, but I would use a little bit of double-sided just to get it to stick now. Okay. Okay, then we just need to work out our centre. Now you can do that by marking it. So that would be 3 1/4. Just get a pencil. 3 1/4 would be my centre. 3 1/4 would be my centre. So I'm just going to mark them down, and then we can just by eye it. Make sure you've got it nice and straight. I think I've got equals either side, and then just burnish it down. I've got a little bit of glue hanging, double-sided hanging over the edge there. Just wipe that off with my pokey tool. There we go. So then that is the hinge system done in our book. Okay, like so. Right, I'm going to leave it there, and I will do another video on how we're going to then start to decorate it. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, a like, always appreciated. If you're not a subscriber and you want to be, then please click on the subscribe button. Also, just next to this subscribe button there is a little bell. If you click on that bell, that will then send you a notification into your email box every time I upload a video, so you will be kept up to date with all the videos that I do in the future. I'm also on Facebook and I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. I do Pinterest and Twitter as well. I have a blog, so come and follow me on all those medias, whichever is your most favourite. Come and give me a like. I have a page as well called Tamara M Crafts on Facebook. Come and follow me on that and say hi. Any questions you have, then please comment below or message me. I will get back to you as soon as I see the message. So and I do try and answer everybody's comment on my page. So again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.